Hello, Prasanna. How are you doing? Sorry, Priyanka, right? Hello, Priyanka. How are you doing?
I'm fine, Sweta.
Yeah. So, are you ready for the interview now?
Yeah, Sweta, I'm ready for the interview.
Okay. Can you please let me know what all the topics you're going to cover today?
Okay.
In
I'm
Anaplan.
okay, Sweta, I'm going.
So, do you have any presentations?
I have the PPT presentation for these
Can you share it?
topics. I'm sharing
How?
the screen. Are you
I can
able
see
to
your
see my
screen. Your
screen?
screen is visible to me.
Okay, okay,
Carry on.
Sweta.
Walk me through the PPT, please.
Uh, Hi, good evening, Shweta. This is Priyanka. In this session, I will explain about the following contents like introduction of Anaplan, getting ready to build, and time and versions, list and modules. These are
Okay,
the
carry on.
these are the contents. In these topics, I am going to discuss about what is Anaplan, what are the components of Anaplan, what are the basic building blocks of Anaplan, and the benefits of Anaplan. And I am also going to explain and discuss about the plans and how to log in into the Anaplan, how to create a model, and what are the time settings and the versions, and what are list and how to create a list, what are the types of list in Anaplan, and what is module and how to create a module. And the last topic is what is model schema and what is model map. And coming to next topic, the first topic is what is Anaplan. Anaplan is a cloud-based platform which is used for the purpose of business planning. Most organizations choose the Anaplan for easy and quick business planning purpose. In this, we can plan and model for departments like sales, HR, finance, marketing, IT, etc. Anaplan founded in the year 2006 by Michael Gould in England, and the headquarters of the Anaplan was located in San Francisco, California. Anaplan combines the words analysis and planning. It is a platform that can handle a great variety of use cases, instant updates across the billions of cells. And recently, Anaplan brought the mobile application where the users can use very easily wherever they want to check their business organization works. And the next topic is the components of Anaplan. There are 7 components of Anaplan. They are cloud, workspace, models, list, modules, line items, and user experience. The first component of Anaplan is cloud. And cloud is the network of remote server that posted in the internet for storing and retrieving the data. The usage is nothing but storing the data and retrieving the data. In the easy way, cloud is nothing but where everything is installed, controlled, managed, and updated. And the next component of the Anaplan is workspace. A workspace is the company's private area in the cloud that hold our model, and we can create a few models or many models depending upon this model size. And the next component of the Anaplan is model. A model is the key component of the Anaplan model. And a model is a collection of list, modules, dashboards, and user experience. And all the data is recalculated automatically when we do some changes in the model. And we can create a number of models depending upon the size. Anaplan is the pre-built model where it consumes the data and gives the meaningful information. And the next component of the Anaplan is list. List is the key component of the Anaplan model. List is the act as the transactional data where we cannot do any modifications for the data. And we will create the list once and we will use throughout the model because we will create the list to use as the dimensions in the modules. And the next component of the Anaplan is modules. Modules are multi-dimensional homes for the data. Dimensional is nothing but structure of data like time, versions, and list. Multi-dimensional means using the 2 dimensions or more than 2 dimensions in a single module. This is the main advantage of the Anaplan. Module works together to form a model. Means if we take the first module as the reference in the second module, then if we do any changes in the first module, it automatically reflect to the second module also. And the next component of Anaplan is line item. Line item is a dimension which is used to create like rows, columns, and pages in the module. Line item holds raw data and results of calculation. Means here we will input some data and we will do some calculations by giving the formula. And we can create n number of line items in the module. There is no limit for creating a line items in the module. And the last component of the Anaplan is user experience. End users interact with an Anaplan model through the user experience, or simply we can call it as a UX page also. We will create these UX pages for the purpose of end users, where end users can see the data and edit the data in the UX pages. This will be done by giving the some security credentials to the end users. And the next topic is basic building blocks of Anaplan. The basic building blocks of Anaplan are central library, engine, and user experience. These three work together to form the model. And the first basic building block of Anaplan is central library. The central library contains model dimensions like time, versions, and list. And here in this central library, we will hold the data and we create the structure of the dimensions. And the second basic building block of Anaplan is engine. Engine is the place we will where the hard work happens, and engine is made up of models also. And this is a place where all the logics are performed by using list and other dimensions from the central library. There are three types of modules like input module, calculation module, and output module. In this input module, we input some data in the modules. And in this calculation module, we will calculate the data by giving some formulas to get the output module. In this output module is nothing but the report of calculation module. And the last basic building block of Anaplan is user experience. This component focus in how the end users are going to use Anaplan to perform their daily tasks. Means we will create this user experience page for the purpose of end users, where the end users can see the data and edit the data. While creating this UX pages, we will use some cards like a grid card, chart card, KPI card, etc. These all will be done by giving some security credentials to the end users. And the next topic I'm going to explain is benefits of Anaplan. The benefits of Anaplan is dynamic planning, intelligent decision making, adapts quickly, stay focused on target, meet regulatory requirements. The first benefit of Anaplan is dynamic planning. Uh, Anaplan allows us intelligent and dynamic planning platform uh, to help for the companies to make the quick business planning. And we will do the effective planning across the enterprise. And the second benefit of Anaplan is intelligent decision making. Means the model builders should think very intelligently while creating their modules and giving the formulas in the modules. We will choose Anaplan to make smarter decisions across the whole business planning. And the next benefit of Anaplan is adapt quickly. It allows us to adapt very quickly. And recently, Anaplan brought the mobile application where users can check their organization business planning very easily wherever they want by using the internet. And the next benefit of Anaplan is stay focused and on target. The model builders should be very focused while they are building the model, and if they are doing any modifications in the model, because we will use as the model as reference into the future planning also. And the last benefit of Anaplan is meet regulatory requirements. Means the model builder should be touch with the end users or clients while creating the modules or building the model, because to get the best business planning. And the next one is plans. Plan is the set of rules in the structure and the design of the Anaplan model. Plan stands for the performance, logical, auditable, necessary, and sustainable. The first one is performance. Performance is nothing but use the correct structures and and formula to optimize the hyperplot. Means we should use the correct structures while building the model, and we should give the correct formulas in the modules to optimize the hyperplot. And the second one is logical. While building the model, we should be think in the logical way, and we should give the logical formulas in the module by using a standard approach called DISCO. DISCO stands for data input, system calculation and output. And the next one is auditable. We should break the formulas while building the modules for better understanding and for the better performance and for better maintainability. And the next one is necessary. Uh, we should avoid unnecessary calculations in the modules, and we should avoid duplicate expressions, and in these modules we will give the formula once and we will use it as reference many times in the other modules also. And the next last one is sustainable. Build the model with future in mind, thinking about the process cycles and updates. And the next topic is model building and model designing. These model building and model designing topics are very different. In model building, while we are building the model, we will come from front to back. Means first we will go from the list to UX page. In this list, we will collect the data from the end users, and we will create some list, times and versions. These time versions list are taken as the dimensions in the module, in the engine to create this some modules. In these modules we will input the data, and we will do some calculation to get the output. This output data is shown in the UX pages for the end users. This will be done by giving some security credentials to the users. And the model designing is nothing but we will come from the uh, back to front. Means first we should understand the requirements of end users to sketch the UX pages. Then we should identify the input data, calculation data and output data. Then we should determine the list dimensions, whatever we needed in the models. And the next topic is how to log in into the Anaplan. Uh, Means we can log in into the Anaplan by the option www.anaplan.com. I will show this how to log in into the Anaplan by practically. First, we should go into the browser. Wait a minute. Okay. Here we should type www.anaplan.com. I'm typing like www.anaplan.com. Then enter. Mm, it will takes us to the login page. Here we have the login option. We should click on this login option. Mm, it will takes us to the another page. And these are the login options, like we can log in into the Anaplan by giving mail ID and password, and we can log in by the other one also, like SS4 single sign-on. This is mostly done by the done in the organizations by the employees. Now I am using the mail ID and password. Here it is already the mail ID. I am giving the password of the mail ID. But I am continuing. I'm clicking on continue. And we got the home page of the model. So this is the way how should we log in into the Anaplan. And this is the Anaplan logo. Here we can, by clicking on this, it will take us to the home page. And because it is already, we are in the home page. Okay. And it is taking us to the home page. Okay. There is another way also by clicking here drop down box and clicking on home, and this is also it also takes us to the home page. Okay. And this is the search box where we can search what we want to search in this. And this is the notification bar. Here we will get the notifications. If we get any other new notifications, the color will change it into red. And this is the help box While creating some modules, models like list, if we want any help from the community, then we can check here. Okay. And the next this is the how we log in into the Anaplan. And the next topic is how to create a model. The steps to create a new model is log into Workspace, click on models, click on manage models, click on new, providing new model name, click on OK. And I will show this how to create a model very practically in the Workspace. Okay. Here, clicking on models. I am clicking on manage models. Yeah, I'm clicking on manage models. This is the manage model page which we got, and these are the models which I am created recently, and these are the options which I am getting like open, new, copy, delete, rename, import. Now I want to create the new model. For creating the new model, I am clicking on new. On clicking on new, we should give some model name. The name convention should be very clear and easy to understand for the end users. Now I am clicking the model name. So I'm like, I'm taking it. Then I'm creating, click on create model. It directly takes us to the model page, which we have created. And this is the way how to create. And the next topic is time settings. Uh, this time setting is a built-in dimension in a module. It defines the structure of a module, and we will set some calendar types like calendar months, quarters, years, and weeks 445, 454, and the time ranges. Time ranges are a type of dimension that are used in modules, and I will show this practically in the workspace. Sorry, my workspace is closed. Once I'm logging into the Anaplan. I'm logging into the Anaplan. I'm creating the new model here. Once again, I'm clicking on manage models. I'm taking the new model. I'm giving the model name here. And I'm clicking on create model. Create model. And it takes us directly to the model. And here we have the time settings under the model setting bar. There is the time. In this, under the time tab, we have the model calendar. These are the calendar types. We have under the model calendar type, we have the 4 types of calendar types. The default setting of a calendar type is calendar months, quarters, years. We will take this calendar type to calculate the values in for months, quarters, and years. And the next one is fiscal year start months. The default setting of fiscal year start month is January. We can set any option in this. It depends upon the how the organization uses and as per the requirements also. And the next one is fiscal year label. This fiscal year label should be only within two characters. It should be not there more than two characters. Like we can take any characters here, so like H5 or 5G, like that. We can take any characters, but it should not be there more than two characters. And the next one is current fiscal year. And in this current fiscal year, we can choose any year like that, 1 year. And these are the number of past years and number of future years. Here we can select what we want the number of future years and how we want, what the value we want the number of future years. The limit for the number of past years is 20 and the limit for the number of future years is 50. But we should select only small years because it depends upon the model size also. And the next one is current period. We can select this current period like from these options. We will select this current period because we will use some formulas in the modules like current period start, current period end, if current period, like that. For that purpose we will choose this current period. Next one is include. In this include we have quarter totals, half year totals, year to date summary, year to go summary. This will add the extra column in the modules. By clicking on quarter models, the values are added like three for 3 months. Like I took the start month January, so the values are added from January, February, and March, and show the total values in the quarter totals. And the half year total is also same as the quarter totals, but it will add the 6 months values and show the total values in half year totals. These are the quarter totals and half year totals in include. And the next one is year to date summary, year to go summary. This year to date summary and year to go summary add the extra column in the modules. It depends upon the current period. Year to date, by clicking on year to date summary, we will add the values from start month to current period month and show the total values in year to date summary. Then the next one is year to go summary. By clicking on this year to go summary, it is also dependent upon the current period only, but the values are calculated after the current period to end period. Then it shows the total values in the year to go summary. And by clicking on this apply and clicking on OK, the model calendar, we can set this model calendar like this. And the next calendar type is 445, 454, 544. It means we will set, it is also depends upon the requirements of clients, or it depends upon the organizations also, because different organizations use different model calendar type. The 445 is nothing but 4 weeks in the first month and 4 weeks in the second month and 5 weeks in the third month. Means the extra 1 week is added from the future month also. And here we can select like a week grouping into months or quarters. Means in these three types we can choose here for what we want to calculate, like 445, 454 or 544. It is also depends upon the requirement only. So I'm selecting manually like 454. This is the end of fiscal year. There we want to add the start the calculations from the end of fiscal year. Means we can select here if we want to end the fiscal year in the day like Wednesday and the month in March. Then the fiscal year ends here and we start the calculation. And we have the second option also. This is the radio option, radio button option. We should select only one from in this. We can't select two at a time. By clicking on this radio button, we can choose only one. This is also same, but we can nearest to the end of the fiscal year, we can select here. So I am selecting the first one. And the fiscal year label is the same as the first model calendar type only. And the next one is fiscal year label is aligned with the end week of fiscal years and start week of the fiscal year. Here we can calculate the values from end week of the fiscal year and start week of the fiscal year. So this is also the same like a radio button only. We can choose any one in this. We cannot choose two at a time. So I am choosing the first one. And the current fiscal year. The coming to current fiscal year, here this is same as the model calendar type. We can choose any 1 year, and here this is also same as the first model calendar only, number of past years and number of future years. And the next one is extra week for 53 week year falls in period, means we have the 52 weeks in the year. For 6 yearly once we will get 53 weeks, 53 weeks. So we should fall this period in which month we want to keep. This is also depends upon the requirement only. So if we want to fall this period in seventh month, or we can choose if we want fourth month, like that, by selecting in this option. This is also depends upon the requirement, and different organizations use different model time for that purpose also. And the next one is week format. We can choose any format like number, week commencing, week ending, like that. And the next one is current period. It is also same as the first model calendar type only. And I have explained already about this quarter totals, half year totals, and etc. And clicking on apply and clicking on OK. And this model, we can set this model calendar type. And coming to next model calendar type, weeks general. If we select this calendar type weeks general, if we want to calculate the values within the week, so only we will select this calendar type. Some organization do the calculation for the weeks also. We can select here start date for by clicking here. We will get the options in which year or which on date or month we want to start the calculation. Here we can select, and the number of weeks, like how many weeks we want to calculate the values. And this is the current period, so we can select here current period, and we can apply by clicking on apply. The model calendar type is set. And the next one is 34-week periods. This is also depends upon the requirements, and different organizations use different model calendar type. And this 13 4-week periods is nothing but 13 accounting periods that we have the 4 weeks. Means we have the quarter totals, like 3 quarters, or some contains the 4 weeks also. For that we use this calendar type. End of fiscal year is same as the second calendar type, 445 544, like that only. This is same how I have explained in the second model calendar type. And this fiscal year label also I have explained about it also. This all are same like as the 444 545 calendar type. And here we have the extra 1 quarter totals to add. By means we can select how the quarter wants to be there. Means I will show practically, like this is the quarter we want to sell for, in which month we want to have the 4 weeks. Means if we want the 4 weeks in the first month, then we can select the quarter one. If we want the 4 weeks in the second month, we can select quarter two. If we want the 4 weeks in the third month, we can select quarter three. If we want the 4 weeks in the last month, we can select quarter four. Then clicking on apply, clicking on OK, and we can set this calendar type. And the next one is time ranges. We will use these time ranges if we want to set the different time for the single module. Then we will use this time ranges. Means the model calendar will belongs to the total model. If we want to change the other time settings to the single model, then we will use these time ranges. So if we want to create the time ranges by clicking here. We want to set the name for this time range, because it should be, the naming convention should be very clear and easy to understand, like that. And this is the start period year, for where we want to the start this calculation, and number of past years. And these we know already available applications like quarter, year to date, year to go. And by clicking on save time range, this time range is selected. Here if we want to set this time range for the single model, by going to the modules, if we click on time scale, and we should keep not applicable, and going to time range, we should select this example for this further time range. And next one, I'm going to the next topic is what is list. Lists are a dimension, like time and versions, and are used to form rows, columns, or pages in modules. Model builders use list to group related items in a module. For examples, we use list to group similar products, employees in a department or geographic regions. And the next topic is how to create a list. To create a list, first we should go to the general list in the model setting bar. Then we should select insert and we should type a name for the list. Select before or after to add list before. And next one is select OK. I will show this practically how to create this list in the workspace. I'm going to the workspace and we will create this list under the general list only. Okay. Now clicking on insert, I'm taking like example list. So we can add before, after, end. We have the options where we want to keep this list and keeping end and clicking on OK. The list is created. This is the way how should create the list in the workspace. And the next topic is types of list. There are four types of list in Anaplan. They are flat list, composite list, number list, and list subset. The first type of list is flat list. It is a type of list that does not have any parent. In this flat list, we doesn't have the parent. I will show this flat list very practically in the workspace, how this flat list will have. So we will create this list under the general list only. So I'm going to insert the list. Here I'm creating the flat list. That's why I'm taking the name as a flat list. Here we can choose before or end like that by clicking on drop down. I'm clicking on end, then clicking on OK. Mm, this is how the flat list is created. Then in this flat list, we can uh, enter the data manually or we can import the data also. Uh, Actually, we will import the data in the list because we will have the more large data to import. If there is any small data, we can enter manually. I will show how to enter the data manually in the example list. Okay. By clicking on insert, I'm taking like first one as ABC and next one is 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. For example, I'm showing this how the data is entered manually like that. So I'm clicking on OK. Like this, we can enter this data in the list. This is the grid view of the data. Here we can choose the parent and here we can choose the code like AB for this and uh, and choose that. This is I shown this example how we will import the data manually. How we will add data. And in this list, I am importing data. So I'm clicking on import. We will choose the source data from where we want to. The source data must be should be having .csv or a .txt. Other than that, it does not take. I'm clicking on upload new file. Mm, and upload new file. I'm selecting the file which I want, and here this is the data which I have selected, source data, and this is the default file which we want to set. We have the drop down box and we have the options for to set the default file. We have the keep private. Keep private means it does not show the data for anyone, and the data will deleted after 48 hours. And if selecting the default file as admins only, it looks data is shown after 48 hours also, and the data is shown for the admins and for the users, and by clicking on everyone, that data you will have after 48 hours also, and the data is shown for everyone in the works users place, and I'm clicking on admins only, then clicking next, and okay, I'm clicking on yes. It takes for us to the mapping page. This is the flat list. Here I'm selecting the column 1. So we didn't have for flat list, we didn't have parent. For that purpose I am mapping the parent. For code I am mapping the source code only. So I want to identify the name uniquely with a name or code, and after that I am running the import. And import is successfully done. There is no errors while importing the data into the flat list. This is the flat list how we want to create, and this is the import data. Here we got this, and in we can check the data in the grid view also. And this is the data in the grid view, like these are the products and these are the codes of this the data. And the next one is um, what is sorry, in the types of list only. I've completed explaining the flat list, and the second list is composite list. Composite lists are two or more lists that are organized in a tree or parent or child relationship. And I will means in this composite list there will be the child and a parent. Child roll ups to the parent. I will show this practically how to create this composite list and how the child roll ups to the parent also. And I'm going to the workspace, and so the composite list also is the list. So I'm going to the general list. It's taking time to load. So okay, I'm clicking on insert, and I'm creating the composite list. For that purpose I'm giving the name of composite list. um, Here we have the, like we can choose if we want it as end after start, like that. I'm clicking on end, and I'm clicking on OK. And the composite list is created, and I'm going to import the data into the composite list. For this composite list, we have the parent and child in this. And by clicking on import, upload new file. I'm going to upload new file, and I'm selecting the source data, like I'm selecting source data, and I'm setting the default file from admins only, and I'm clicking on next. Okay, I have it to the mapping page. This is the here we should map these pages. I'm selecting the country name for the composite list, and I'm selected the parent for the parent only, and I'm selecting the country code for the code, and this should be identified by the code only. Then and I'm clicking on the run import. And it is successfully imported without any errors. So I will show how the data is imported in the list. This is the data how is important means, and this is the parent, these are the child. This child roll ups to the parent. Okay, this is the grid view. I'm showing these are the parent and the code. Composite list has the parent and child also. These are the child and these are also the parent. And the next topic is what is number list. Number list contains a system generated unique identifier for each. We will create this number list if there are unique identifier, means if we for employees there will be same names, and if there is any if the more it has the if it has the more than 60 characters also, we will use the number list. Then the next one is list subset. A list subset is a list of items from a larger list that matches certain criteria. Means we will use this list subset if the data if we have the larger data. I will show this number list and list subset at a time in the one list only. So I'm showing this practically in the workspace. So I'm creating, clicking on general list. I'm inserting the data like even department. We can choose like I'm choosing here and clicking on OK. Here I'm clicking on OK and I'm opening this list. And I'm going to import the data here. Upload new file. We should select the upload new file. And here I'm going to upload the file from source. Okay, opening. And here I'm setting the default file as admins only. Then clicking on next. And I'm here selecting as. Then we have the file options and a source. This is the source and this is the property in list. And I'm giving the source for the list. For event department, I'm giving the department name. For the parent, I'm choosing, there is no parent for this. And for the code, I'm choosing the department code. And it should be identified uniquely by the code only. And I'm running the import. And the data is imported very successfully. There is no any errors in this. So now I am going to create another list for number list and list subset. I am clicking on insert and from taking the naming convention should be very clear and easy to understand for the end user. So we should keep the names very clearly. I am selecting and I am clicking on OK. So I'm creating the number list and list subset in the only in one list only. So for creating the number list, we should go for the configure tab. Here we have the option for the number list and I'm clicking on this. Okay. And I'm doing this changes and I'm applying this number list. Hmm, okay, I'm applying. So after that, I'm going, for the number list, we should create some properties. So I'm creating the properties first. So clicking on insert, I'm giving this some name for that, like a display name. Okay. And I'm clicking on OK. The property is created here. And we have the format for this property, but the format should be only in text or list. Other than that, if we select any other thing, it doesn't come for us. So as for now, I am selecting the text as a format and I am clicking on OK. And this display name property is created. Next one, I am creating the list subset is also in the same list. So for creating the list subset, I'm going to the subsets tab and I am here creating the insert. So I'm giving the name for that list subset as employee active, employee active. Clicking on OK. This list subset is created. Okay. The list subset. At last, I have created the number list and I added the subset list subset also. Now I am going to import the data in this list. Let's see how it run the import and how we will map this. And I'm taking the source data. Okay. Okay, I'm clicking on this. I'm clicking on open. Mm, and here I'm setting the default file as admins only. And I'm clicking on next. Here I'm mapping the data for active list. There will be no E2 employees name. So I'm selecting the parent here. It should be very blank for active. And I'm selecting the parent as department code and code as code. And I'm selecting the E2 employee as active and the display name as employees. This is the source which I have selected for the property in list. It should be identified uniquely by code only. Then I'm running the import. Mm, okay, we have got the invalid parent. We get the error because we didn't give the parent in for this. Next, let's take the parent for this. Okay, in general list, I'm choosing the parent for this. Okay, even as the event department. Once again, I will import the data in the E2 employees. Then we will didn't get the any errors because we got the error. We didn't choose the parent for this. Once again, I am importing the data. Okay, I'm selecting employees code.csv and select and here. Okay, this is the same and I am running the import here. Okay, now it's successfully mapped. We got last time we got the errors because we didn't give the parent for that purpose we got the errors. Now we have successfully imported the data into the list. This is the how we in review. Let's see the how we got this data, and this is the way how we got the data. This is the parent, this is the code, and this is the list subset which we have created E2 employee active, and this is the number list. I given the property as display name, and these are the names. And this is about the number list and composite list. And the next topic is what is module? Modules are multi-dimensional forms for the data. We create modules in a model. Modules are made up of line items and dimensions from the central library. By default, all modules contain the time as a dimension. And the next topic is model approach. While building the models, we have to follow the standard approach called DISCO. DISCO stands for the data, input, system, calculations, and outputs. Data is nothing but we have the data hubs like transactional data and source data. We will input some data into in these modules. And next one is input data. We will enter some data into the modules and we create the modules in this input data. And the next one is system, and this is the time management filters and list attributes modules mappings, and we create these modules by using like time management filters, list attributes modules mappings, etc. And we will create ones and we will take this as reference wherever we want. And the next one is calculation. Here we will do some calculations in the modules by giving the formulas, and it will group similar calculations structured together into a single module when it is possible. And the next one is output. Output is the report of the calculation module. These are the reporting modules. And the next one is how to create a module. To create a module, we should select the modules in the module settings bar, and then we should select insert module and type the module name and type the line items in the line item box and click on OK. I will show this practically how to create modules in the workspace. I'm going to the Anaplan. Okay. In the under the model setting bar, there is the tab like modules. I'm going to the modules tab and here it is the insert module. I'm clicking on insert module. We should give the enter module name. The naming convention should be very easy and very clear to understand for the end users. I'm taking the module name as exam. And I'm creating some. The time is the default settings in the dimension in the modules, and I'm creating some light items. For example, I'm taking like sales. Uh, so I'm doing for I'm taking these light items for example only. and clicking on OK. The module is created. This is the way how the module is created. Here we can import the data by clicking here on data, or we can give the values manually also. If there is small data, we can give the manually. Otherwise, we can import the data into these modules. And this is the how to create the modules in the workspace. And the next one is versions. Model builders use versions to compare different scenarios in a model, and versions are the default dimensions in a model. And the next one is switchover. Model builders can combine actual data with forecast data on a switchover date to create a rolling forecast. These versions are switchover. I will show practically in the workspace how to create this version and the what is switchover, why the switchover used in the workspace. I'm going to the workspace, and in the model setting bar we have the option like versions. By clicking on this versions tab, it takes to us to the versions tab, and the default version of the Anaplan is actual and forecast. These are the default versions, and this is the current, and by clicking on this, the this is set it defaultly in the modules. If we click the current in the forecast, the version is set like a defaultly in the modules. Directly if we open the modules, then we can see the versions in this in that module. And the next one is actual. We cannot do any modifications or any changes to this actual. And so this is the next one is switchover. The switchover is set it defaultly in the model, and the I will say about the switchover, what is switchover, why it is used in this Anaplan. Uh, while creating the modules in this Anaplan, we will do some future plannings also. While doing the future plannings, we do not have the values for the future planning. So we will take the actual values for the future. For that purpose, if we want to take the actual values for the future planning, for that purpose, we will use this switchover. I will show this practically how the actual values becomes forecast in the modules. So I am creating one insert module like versions example. And I'm taking the versions in the page. Okay. And I am creating like two line items like for example, and I'm clicking on OK here. Clicking on OK. This module is created, and these are the versions I'm taking the pages like actual and forecast. And here I'm entering the data manually in this line items. So I took manually giving the data manually in this, and in the second line items also I'm giving the data. And and here we have the actual values. So going to the forecast tab, we didn't have any values in the forecast. Then if we want the forecast values, we will take the actual values in the forecast. For taking this actual values in the forecast, we should go for into the versions tab, and going for to the versions tab. Here we should select the switchover in forecast. So I'm selecting the forecast like week. Okay. I'm given the switchover in the forecast, and automatically forecast actual values because forecast. I will show this is the actual values, and I'm 1 minute. It's loading. Taking time to load, and I'm clicking on forecast. Here automatically actual values creator comes into the forecast. We cannot modify for these modules. We cannot do any changes for these modules. This is the how switchover works in the workspace. And here in this version, we can manually insert the version also. I will show how to insert the more versions in this. As per example, like budget. And here we have the choose like in the start like that. I'm clicking on end and I'm clicking on OK. And this version is created in this versions. Okay? And this is about the versions and switchover. And the next topic is model schema. Model schema is a flexible roadmap which is used for in the model building, and it is a framework of the model building where we can show the sketch for this, and it is an outline of our vision for the final output where we wish to have in Anaplan. In this model schema, we can see the connectors into the modules, how the modules are connected from one to another. This is here this is module is connected to this and these modules are connected to this, like that we can see here into the model schema. This is used uh, for to explain for the end users and for the team members before starting the model building. And the next one is model map, a map that provides the visualization of entire model. And this is the structure of the each module. I will show this model map in the workspace. Okay, I'm going to the workspace. So we will in this we will didn't get the model map. I'm going to the for the recent models which I have created, and I'm clicking on models. Mm, I'm clicking on models, and if you are coming to the home page. Yeah, it's taking time for loading. Okay, I'm selecting the supply chain. I'm selecting the supply chain. Here we have the model map tab. This is the model map tab. By clicking on this tab, it takes us to the model map page. Okay, it's low. It's taking very time to load. Mm, it's taking time to load. Okay, I will click on once again on this. Okay, now I got. Yeah, once again, I'm going to the model map page, and this is the structure of the each module. Here we can see the structure of the each module, and we have the zoom in and zoom out options also. By zooming in, we will get the zoom in this design, and by clicking on zoom out, it will go to the zoom out. And clicking on this, we can see what line items we have taken in the particular module or list, like that we can see here by clicking on this, and by clicking on this it goes back, and clicking on expand, we can see here what dimensions we are using and what we have given the functional area for the particular model, like this. By clicking on collect button, it's take to the back page, and this is the structure of the each module in the model. And the next one is, and these are the topics which I have covered in this section are introduction of Anaplan, getting ready to build, time and motion, list and models. At last, thank you, Sweta.
Hello, Priyanka.
Hello.